It is that time of year when everyone's thinking about gifts, and if you are trying to give gifts to someone who lives in a van, this can be really challenging because van dwellers are minimalists by definition, and we often don't have space for things, and we don't want a lot of things. If you are someone whose love language is giving gifts, or you feel like you absolutely have to give a van dweller a gift, this video is for you. You probably don't know me. I am Joni. I live in the TheGalavan. This is a custom-built Sprinter van that I've been living in for well over a year now. I also have grown kids as well, so I know where you're coming from. I know you want to give them something for the holidays, and it's super challenging. So I've got a list here of things that I want to share with you. My gift suggestions range from a few dollars to several $100s. So there's really something for every budget in this list. One of my biggest tips though is that it's going to be really hard to surprise them. Van lifers are probably the hardest people to shop for because we're minimalists by design. We have chosen to be minimalists, and that means we don't really like to have a lot of stuff. So I'm hopefully putting together some ideas for you, but just know that you'll probably need to have a conversation with your family member who lives in a van to find out if what you want to give them is something that they would even enjoy having or would be able to use. When you live in a van, everything has to be useful. You might just have to not surprise them this year, but if you do want to surprise them, the best way to do that is with a gift card. And I know that's not the most exciting gift to give, but it's probably going to be really, really appreciated. The one that is the most universal would be just a Visa prepaid card. But if that's too generic for you, then you can also give them a gift card to a chain gas station, Chevron, Shell, one of those, maybe even Flying J. Those are truck stops, and the nice thing about a Flying J gift card is that they can use it for fuel and for showers, or a gift card to a national grocery store chain, maybe Whole Foods, maybe Safeway or Kroger. Those are some that are all over the country. Those are some ideas for gift cards for your van lifer. Another idea would be memberships and passes. If you know that they either don't yet have an America the Beautiful pass, which is our national parks pass, or if you happen to know that theirs is almost expired, that could be a really great one. They're $80 a year. The downside to that one is that they don't build. If they're only a month or two into their national parks pass, buying them a national parks pass isn't going to tack on to the end like some of the other memberships. So again, you might have to talk to them about that. Other memberships that could be really good for your van lifer. One of my favorites is Boondockers Welcome. Now this does tack on to the end. So if they already have a membership, then you can just tack on to the end, and whatever you purchase for them is going to just extend their membership. So that's cool. Boondockers Welcome is kind of like Airbnb for RVing, except that you don't pay per night, you pay just an annual fee. And then all of the stays are free, and you're staying in people's driveways, basically. The really cool thing about it is that usually the Boondockers Welcome hosts are located in places where it's really hard to find any other free accommodations. So they're usually in towns and cities, and that's often the hardest places to find a place to overnight. So that can be really good. Another membership that you can tack on to the end would be Escapees. So Escapees is a 40-year-old RV club, and they have a subgroup called Escapers that starts with an X. And I'm going to have all of the links down below in the show notes. So if you have any questions, just look down there in the show notes. You'll have to hit the See More button on that, and all of the links will be there. So Escapers is one of my favorites. Almost all of the friends that I've met on the road have been through Escapers. It's a great organization. It's an RV club for younger people, so people who work on the road and who are more adventurous. If you know that your van lifer is going to be spending an extensive amount of time in one or two states, you might want to think about getting them a state parks pass for that particular state. Again, those don't usually tack on to the end of a pass that they already have, so you'll want to check with them and make sure they don't already have it. If you are a worrier, so I'm looking at you moms, so if you worry, then you might want to get them a satellite messenger. These usually come with an annual fee for this service, and so they're usually, I think, about $100 a year, and you do have to buy the device as well. And a couple of devices are Spot and InReach. You can get those at REI. You can probably get them on Amazon as well. Those allow you to send a satellite message when you don't have cell signal. So if your van lifer is somebody who likes to be out where there's no cell signal, if they like to backpack in really remote areas, and you want to know that they can send a message out, it's more a gift for you than for them, but still something that they'd probably appreciate. On the lower end, you can just purchase an app or two for them. So some of my favorite apps are Coverage, the word coverage with a question mark at the end of it. What they've done is they've taken the maps that the cell companies publish and overlaid them onto Google Maps. It gives you an idea of what you can expect for coverage. It doesn't mean that there's actually going to be coverage where it says there's going to be coverage, but it gives you a really good idea. Another one is the U.S. Public Lands. Both of those are from Two Steps Beyond. They're just, I don't remember how much they are. They're less than $10. And the U.S. Public Lands has been really useful for me because I do a lot of boondocking on public lands. And sometimes it's just good to be able to see on your phone, like, oh yes, I actually am on public lands, not private. On the opposite end of the price spectrum is a WeBoost. So what this is, so it's a $500 unit. So it's definitely, up there in gift prices, but this allows your van lifer to enhance the cell signal that's already there. So if they're in an area where they only have a bar or two and it's fairly slow, it can amplify the cell signal that's already there. It won't create signal from someplace that doesn't have any, but it can amplify what is there. So if that's in your price range and you're pretty sure that your van lifer doesn't have that already, they would probably really, really appreciate that one. Another issue with van life is that it's really difficult to dry regular towels. So when I first started my van life adventure, I was using just a nice thick terry cloth towel, and it just took way too long to dry, and there's just not a lot of space in a van to dry a towel. I have changed to a Turkish towel. The best place I've seen to get them is Etsy, and they're just nice cotton towels. They're not thick. They dry really, really quickly. They're very absorbent. A number of things are cool about them. First of all, they come in all kinds of cool colors and patterns. They're super easy to store. You can see, I'm storing this, but it's the size of a beach towel. So it can double as a beach towel. It can also double as or triple, whatever, as a swimsuit cover-up. So you can tie it around like a sarong. A lot of people in van life will get a microfiber towel. And if your van lifer prefers that and they want one of those, great. I don't like those. They're 100% synthetic and they just feel weird to me. The Turkish towels take a little bit of getting used to, but they're really nice. They're all cotton. I like the multiple use of them as well. There are some safety items that your van lifer may not already have. One of those is traction pads. So these are really long plastic pads, and they've got tread on both sides of them, and you put them in front of your rear tires. That helps you grab and get unstuck. The ones I have are called Portable Tow Truck, but there are other brands as well. Another thing that I really like that I have are pop-up safety cones. They come in packs of either 2 or 4, and what I've done with mine is I have taken a Sharpie and written "site occupied" on one side of them, So each one has that, so that I can save my spot if I have to go somewhere. They don't cost a lot, so if I lose them, no big deal, although I still haven't lost my first set yet. And they can be used for safety cones as well. And then another thing is an air compressor. Viair is the one that I recommend. This is great, especially for your van lifer if they're into four-wheel driving or beach camping. If you lose traction in the sand, you can air down your tires. And then if you have an air compressor on board, then you can air back up once you're unstuck. Okay, let's move into the kitchen. I love my 3-quart Instant Pot. This is what I use for most of my food, to either cook my food in the first place or to reheat it. It takes very little energy, and it just works really, really well. If your van lifer already has an Instant Pot, but they don't have the pot and pot insert or the strainer insert, that could also be a good option for you. If you're doing stockings and you need some stocking stuffers, I really like knife sheaths. I'll just show you real quick. So all of my knives are stored in my drawer, and I use these little knife covers so that my knives stay nice and sharp, and they're very, very easy to store. Also a great knife. You know, just a really nice chef's knife might be a really good option. If your person doesn't have a really high quality knife, that could be a really great option for them. Another piece of equipment that I swear by is a Berkey water filter. This is not a small item, and it's not super cheap. It's about $200. But the filters in it last for about 8 years. So it's really cost effective over its life. So check with your van lifer if they would appreciate a Berkey. I think it's the best water filter available. You can put pond water, stream water in and come out with clean water. So that's a really nice kitchen item, but also a safety item. Another couple of things, so if they're coffee drinkers, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I have heard that the AeroPress makes the best coffee for small spaces. It doesn't take a lot of space to store, it's fairly easy to clean, and it makes fabulous coffee. A stainless steel hot drink to-go cup could be a really great option, or water bottle. One item that I forgot about is square containers. So when you are living in a small space and you have a small refrigerator, square leftover containers are the best. You can store so much more in your fridge with a square container. Okay, as I'm taking B-roll, which means just taking pictures of other stuff to overlay on top of the video, I keep thinking of more things. So one of the things is that Verizon just came out with a truly unlimited $60 a month hotspot plan for data. So unlimited data for $60 a month is huge, especially if your van lifer tries to work on the road. And so another option would be to purchase their hotspot for them and maybe prepay for some of the data for them. So that would be another really great option. Stick-on bubble levels would be another good option if you're looking for some stocking stuffers. The last thing that I would recommend for anyone, but especially someone in a van, is a basic essential oil set. My main business is with doTERRA essential oils. They are the highest quality oils. The 10 basic oils will allow them to have whatever they need, any kind of remedy that they need for just about anything that comes up. So that would also be a really, really great option. As I was editing this video, I thought of a few other things that I wanted to tell you. First of all, I just want to reiterate that communication is key for gifting to van lifers, because even though I have suggested these things and I'm a van lifer, does not mean that your van lifer is going to want the things that I've suggested. Also, try to let go of any attachment to whether they keep something that you give them or not. Because we have such small spaces, things are kind of coming and going all the time. Most of us have a one in, one out rule where we bring something into the van and something else has to go. Just know that they appreciate your thoughts and your gifting. Just because they let go of something doesn't mean that they didn't appreciate it at the time. And I had another thought. So you might want to ask them about tires. Tires would be the most awesome gift if your van lifer needs tires. If they're someone who travels a lot, then they probably go through tires a little faster than most people do. And then also, for a lot of us, REI gift cards are the bomb. I'm sure there's a lot of others. I will actually continue to put them in the comments. If you are a van lifer and you have other ideas, please drop them in the comments and I will add them to the show notes. One last note about the links down below. About half of those are affiliate links. So when you click on that link, I'll get a tiny amount of money. The Amazon links are affiliate links. The Boondockers Welcome is an affiliate link. I think most of the rest of them are not. Just know that it doesn't cost you any more to use my affiliate links. I just wanted to have full disclosure that that's what those are. So there's lots of other options out there. That's just a to get you started list. I hope this helps. I know how challenging it can be to purchase gifts that are appreciated by your adult children. So from one mom to another, I hope this helps. This is Joni with the Galavan. Enjoy your journey.